Grizzlies. And his team right now on the verge, perhaps, of an NCAA tournament berth. Joe Lunardi has Oregon State. And his final 4 teams in the field if it started today. And, of course, we've got a long ways to go to get to March. In traffic, Hamilton the miss.
The 3 ball off the mark from Langston Morris Walker. And here come the Ducks. Young takes it all the way and then gets it smacked out.
That means it hasn't been 10 seconds, and that's an automatic call by the officials.
So chance now for Oregon to cut it to 1 or tie it with a 3. The block by Gomis.
And he'll fill a room in more ways than one. From the corner, a 3 off the mark. Miller offensive rebound, and it's swatted away there by Gomis.
Where they would be mentally, but they really came to play.
Booker now back on the floor. He brings it across the timeline for the Bucks. Booker with 1 point. Collier getting the 4th straight start at point guard. Tom Boyle saying, well, let's see what the freshman has. Collier, nice feed underneath. Johnson gets it swatted away by Gomis, and a whistle. Averaging double figures tonight. Puts up a 3. They fire there. Tossed it over front to the Scott. He'll bring it across.
Peyton has been much more aggressive in this game. I think that early dunk got him going. Just getting to the rim, feeling good about it.
Johnson gets it knocked away. That's when he scored the first. Booker had 30 points earlier this year at Arizona. Knocked down 6 3-pointers. Can take over a game or a half at this point.
Right? You have to win. You have to get the community to buy in. You have to get the students, the fan base and the students on board, and that's exactly what he's done. So not only the wins and losses at 16-8 right now, but the fact that the buzz is back in Gill and people are coming into the games and they feel great about the program. And Wayne Tinkle's not even done with his first season yet.
Martin on rotation all the way to Elijah Stewart. That shot deflected by Daniel Gomis, collected by
anything, pull it out.
How about this? The walk-on in transition. Dolan pinned by Stewart's. Martin rejected by Gomis.
Good action both ways.
Floor. Payton trying to trap. Jacobs dribbled away from it. Got the pass to Reinhardt.
Got to make him pay.
Martin stuffed. Gomis pinned him against the foam. A reach-in foul. That's a start. And those of you still with us for the conclusion of this game, a 10-point deficit. Nikolai Ivanovic working against Gomis, who recovered for the block but couldn't save it. 22.
I really didn't care what they said. I mean, that's the only way to approach it. You got people that don't have jobs to sit at home and, rip people on blogs all day long.
Kevin, that is not hard to believe as Powell tries to force his way to the rim.
They're had on the defensive end. Well, Lacey is going to test that.
A little bit of a misnomer to say that Oregon State is undefeated at home, because they actually lost to Western Oregon in exhibition play. That really got the attention of all these players. There's a block from Daniel Gomis right away.
That's what the
big tattoo on his shoulder and bicep. I love my city. He's got a big tattoo of San Francisco, where he's from. To the piped-in music. Tough offense again. But that's what they have here. And the night outside is miserably cold and rainy and wet, and all the streets are
going almost 11 minutes. Schoppenhauer's free throws were their first points in 10 minutes. And yes, if they can string a couple of stops together here,
the problem is
in the game.
That's a great thought and theory and dream, but Arizona's defense is so good. They don't gamble. They don't
be a part of this team in the rotation. In August was no longer able to play. That the players have never stopped with effort. And that's a great thing, a great quality for this Beaver program.
But the job of the coach in terms of breathing life into young people's lives. And Wayne had that in his own life, which was not an easy childhood growing up as the youngest of 11.
Yes, they have. Getting good shots as well. You have to shoot shots in a rhythm. You have to shoot shots you can make.
Shaq McKissick looking for a call, out of bounds. It stays with Arizona. ASU by 14 inside 5 minutes to go, first half.
Oregon State actually doing a better job in the man and slowed Arizona State down a little bit. They're not getting the same looks they got earlier.
Shot clock inside 10 for Holder. Blocked by Gomis. Loose ball. Jarmal Reed dives for it.
Yep, that's... Well, I wonder what the call was.
He saw nothing to hint towards that in his prior 2 years, that he has that kind of ability.
Trying to stay in the upper echelon of the conference. Solid block.
And on the weak side, Olaf Schaftenar was not sitting on the block, so USC had to make a decision. Do we help the over-the-top pass to Gomis, or do we defend Schaftenar? They chose to help on Gomis. Schaftenar made him pay.
Reinhardt dumped down, good help side D. And the Beavers snuff out the attempt.
Second triple of the half.
There's some big guys who can catch and shoot the basketball, but not a lot can catch off of motion like that and square his body up and knock that down.
Multiple made threes in his last 4 games and 8 of his last 9. Alford got past Payton. Blocked by Gomis, and it's off his hip. Goes by Powell. Hamilton with some help defense. GP2 flicks it up not once but twice before Welsh rips it away. Powell crossing over on Owa. Met at the rim by Gomis. Alford taken to the floor. No whistle.
Out from Goleman, and it allowed Duvivier to get to that sweet spot in the short corner.
He joins Payton II in double figures. Powell probing that zone. Gomis knocked it over.
Was at Old Dominion, had great record as well. A lot of people come out of there. And Judd Heathcote calls me the other day and says,
Connell bringing a lot of experience for the Wildcats this year after losing Aaron Gordon and Nick Johnson. An air ball right away, but instead, Hollis Jefferson cleaning things up. Rejected by Gomis. VA looking low. But McConnell fronting Schaftenar. Meanwhile, the drive by Gomis never drew iron. Johnson quickly brings it across. Ashley calling for the screen. McConnell back to Ashley. Jump stop, strip, no foul. It was clean.
And a beautiful interior pass by Gomis. And Gary Payton II, he never just stands around. He's always constantly moving, trying to attack a gap, whether it be to get a rebound or to get a dunk like that.
Now we heard Wayne Tinkle say that his team is better when the ball is in his hands, whether he's facilitating or taking it to the rim himself. And a big block there. Gomis on the defensive side, and another. That was a beauty. Vivier gets a breather now. Underneath, bottom of the backboard.
Almost halfway down.
That's Payton's first foul. McKissick has been a little quiet, only 5 first half points. Guy they can go to. Contested underneath, Goodman.
Their sporting community.
Well, it's a great time for athletics, college athletics in this state right now. Obviously, there's a Heisman winner in Eugene. There's a block shot for Gomis. And it's taken right.
Morris Walker, who's been feeling it early on here in the first half. Gomis just misses at the rim, unable to finish. And the rebound falls for Travis Daniels.
Good start. Good start for the Beavers defensively, but you have to figure at some point Mississippi State will settle down and get good looks at the basket. Now Oregon State in the man-to-man may allow Mississippi State to post up, get some driving angles and some passing angles.
Bloodman tend to shoot inside for Palu Noy. Shot clock running down. Bloodman drives and rejected by Gomis, getting it done.
unless somebody starts putting a body on Gary Payton II. And if they sit in that zone, it's tough to identify where he is. He's given Oregon State several second chance points already.
Nice pass ahead and a block. Gomis got it.
To 10 because he can out-jump most guys.
Now, he missed the follow tip, but he is credited for a rebound.
And at this point, that's what matters if you're looking at a possible triple-double.
He's 17 points, 13 rebounds.
Oregon State in a 1-3-1, and in order to attack this, if you're Mississippi Valley State, you have to play an angle for you on that post-game show. One of the funniest people you will ever meet.
Delta Devils with the ball. A 21-point lead for the Beavers. And that one's not.
Some big guys, they don't have good timing. They jump early before the ball's released, and that's how they get stuck in the air. But as you see, Daniel Gomis does not have.
That's going to be a problem that's going to be at least until mid-December. Come on, team! Chance to the 7-footer. The kid is in transition. This one is big time. There's a chance that he
Gomis putting it on the deck is
that's not the
scheme offensively. So another turnover. That's 8 for OSU. Their scoring drought nearly 5 minutes now. Gomis recovers for a block defensively.
Space and buries a 15-footer. He was out here when I got to the arena about 11:15 working on his jump shot. It's a little unorthodox, but the release, as it leaves his hand, it looks pretty good.
Well, he knows that's the part of his game that if he improves on, he's playing at the next level.
Cook, couple of dribbles for rhythm. That off the back of the iron. McKissick takes the rebound. Dangerous outlet, almost intercepted. J.K. Carson got to be careful. Doesn't want to drive into the lane with those 2 personal fouls. Point A to point B to point C. Career leader in block shots, and that's a long list. This school's been playing basketball a while.
He's done that in 3 years.
Yeah. Killing the floater high up off the glass. Baczynski able to ball.
On the floor. Nelson hammered, no call. Zona working it on the other end. York blocked.
Daniel Gomis.
A 3 off the back of the rim and a rebound by the freshman Julian Jacobs. USC needs some type of offense. Wesley.
Everything's out on the perimeter. Absolutely no penetration whatsoever for USC. Puts no pressure on the defenders of Oregon State.
Shot clock at 10. That's deflected out of bounds off of Oregon State. Will stay.
Makes it so difficult for USC to get any kind of a good look.
Wesley underneath the kick out. Jacobs. Shot clock at 5. Another block, this time by Gomis.
Put different personnel on the floor to see if they can make some things happen. And Chaz Bryant is a little quicker, a little bit more of a penetrator. JT Terrell, terrific offensive player, gives up a lot defensively. So he's got his offensive unit on the floor right now. Julian Jacobs.
Omar Robbie back on the floor. Roshan Prince. Prince against Gomis, another block.
You can catch something.
Cook leaves it off for Gomis. Can't get the roll. And the loose ball rebound goes out to Wesley.
You never know who may give you something that you don't expect. It may be a Khalil Dukes.
Arabi against a double team. Forcing it up. Can't finish. Collier.
Contest. Daniel Gomis got some first half foul trouble, but able to score there. Now he picks up Paris Blackwell defensively. Nice set by the Huskies. Gomis.
All right, they can certainly spoil some plans, and Oregon State is the perfect example. Oregon State has everything to lose in this game tonight. Washington State, nothing to lose. Lacey into the corner.
Shelton into the lane.
Each their own. I've never heard that answer before, but he's 3 for 4 from the three-point line today with 9 points, so he can do what he wants.
Depending on how you want to look at it, of the rematch against the Cats. Aaron Gordon, the only player in double figures, misses badly. Hollis Jefferson had his shot denied. Here comes
Charlie Barton on the drive. Lost the ball. Picked up by Evan Conti, who came in, a junior from Bayside, New York. For the Bobcats, Daniel Gomis with the block shot. And the rebound.
It's been a very encouraging sign. Daniel Gomis, his play has been more than I think the Beavers expected coming off the injury. Basically hasn't played in 2 seasons.
On the baseline, there is Gomis active with a block shot. And a tie-up. Oregon State basketball.
I see why Craig Robinson
is part of his 14-game suspension. And he'll be eligible to play when Stanford comes here for Oregon State's first home Pac-12 game, Thursday, January 9th.
You can't wait. Talking to him before this game, he says he's just in shape. He's ready to go. Just itching for an opportunity to get back out there. He feels so bad that he's let his team down, has had to miss so much time.
There's a block shot.
So wonderful timing on the block for Oregon State's and Collier.
Stan Hardinger too strong, full two.
Ill-advised, to say the least, on the pass.
7th turnover for the Beavers.
Fotu was open in the post, and Spearman didn't give it to him. And Fotu, a little bit of displeasure on his face. I was trying to get him into the activity of the day. And I think what we're seeing out of Oregon State on scores, they're going 1-3-1. On misses, they're going man-to-man defensively.
Gomis wipes the board of that in a mid-season business trip is the way he worded it.
He phrased it well. Now, what pressure does when you apply it, it gets your guys moving a little bit, and that's what you're seeing out of Oregon State.
Of course, the Oregon State football team in town for the Sheridan Hawaii Bowl.
What Nelson can't do is when he's not scoring, let it affect other parts of his game, specifically defensively.
Boy, the Pac-12 has some guys that can fill it up.
They really can. Adams at UCLA, Anderson, sophomores that can really score the ball.
Here's Wright. The hop step got extended pressure from the Beavers leads to an open 3 look by Wright. Can't get the bounce. Offensive rebound, Okoloji. He's challenged. Wright, high lefty, swooping shot off the heel. The follow-up by Jenkins, clean.
Why? Because he played in the Princeton offense, and big guys have to be able to make those passes and those drives, and Gomis has done it twice now. He's the guy that sets the tone for this team. Now, if you're Oregon State and there's plenty of time, it's not a bad thing putting Akron the right guys on the free throw line. This is not a good free throw shooting team.
61% as a squad from the line. So they run that ISO to Treadwell. They get it in. Double team comes. Underneath force.
You say if they're going to make that all game and then they beat us, we have to live with that.
Nelson catch and shoot 3, just grazed the front iron. For McGlynn leads the run. Burwell trailing the play, gets around Gomis, who recovered at the glass.
Advantage.
Charlie Barton on the break. Victor Robbins couldn't flush it. Now the counterattack. Bannerman across the key. Foster blocked by Daniel Gomis.
Dropped that pass. Since then, his hands are back to normal. Didn't force the issue there. Didn't have a clear layup. Pulled back, allowed Gomis to get close, and a nice finish.
Seen Jones do it from the outside.
Excitement going on around this place, and the fans will come and watch.
Chris Davis out in transition off the turnover by Oregon State. Gomis.
Does your conscience bother you?
New shot clock for the Terps. Faust attacks. Good defense.
Double from clear, puts it on the floor. And he gets it for the Turks. One of the few poor decisions made by Roberto Nelson that time. Forcing the issue. Faust. Rejected. Numbers.
Nelson tries to counter from the outside. Rebound pulled by Nicholas.
Now Oregon State in the 2-3.
Nicholas in the baseline, and he's rejected.